It's time for Oskaloosa boys basketball on the Mahaska Zone Network. 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com. Oskaloosa boys basketball versus Centerville is presented by Mahaska, Fairway Stores, Mahaska Drug, Craig Ford, Penn Central Mall, Bank, Iowa, Wendell Campbell State Farm Insurance, Oskaloosa Vision Center, TD&T Financial Services, Hella Printing, Community First Credit Union, Gardner Collier Jewelry, Robert Ald Investments, Lighton State Bank, Musco, William Penn University, Fred's Muffler Shop, Dr. Tom Bowie, Cloud Valve Company, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, and Brooks First Decorating Center. It's time for Oskaloosa to take on Centerville in boys basketball right here on the Mahaska Zone Network. 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Centerville High School, Centerville, Iowa, in Appanoose County, southern portion of Iowa, right next to the Missouri border. Emery Songer, Doug DeCock, and we are getting set for what is an earlier start than what was initially on the schedule. Originally 7:45. We're going to start just after 7:30. And before we get to Doug, let's go ahead and give you your starting lineups. Spencer Tucker being introduced for Oskaloosa. He'll be at guard, followed by Jack Moore, a senior for the Indians. Number 24, junior Tanner DeCock, Cole Henry, a sophomore, and junior Jared Cruz round out the starting five for Oskaloosa tonight. For Matt Kruzich and his Centerville Big Reds, it will be sophomore Tyson Beloma. It is Colton Beloma, a senior, Brett Kozlerich, a senior, who's been this team's leader the last few years. Hunter Matty is a senior, and Logan Stickler, a junior, all starting for the Big Reds here this evening. My partner, as always, Doug DeCock. And Doug, the Indians looking to try to get themselves to 4-0 on the season. It's been a while since they've gotten off to a great start like this, but overall, you have to feel really good if you're an Indian supporter after a 3-0 start, including that huge win last Friday against Pella Christian.
Yeah, that's right, Emery. Oskaloosa 3-0 right now. It's been 8 years since they've started 4-0, so it's been a while since we've been in this position. Hopefully Oskaloosa learned a little bit from Saturday's game against Knoxville. Centerville's going to start three guys 6'3" today, and Knoxville was able to do some things against Oskaloosa, so hopefully they've worked on those and are able to adjust tonight. But I look for a competitive game here in Centerville.
Absolutely. Centerville is looking to try to surprise the Indians. Indians ranked number 8 in the first Iowa Prep AP poll from the Associated Press. We'll kind of dig into that a little bit. A few of our other teams are also a part of that as well. But if you're looking at Centerville, they are 2-0 on the season. Both of those games are conference wins over Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, 85-74. And then last Friday, they beat Davis County on the road, 57-43. They should be competitive in the South Central Conference, but the South Central, not the Little Hawkeye. We'll see how that pans out for them. If you're looking at these two teams on a flat standpoint, the BC Moore rankings do a really good job of giving you an idea of where these teams are. Oskaloosa ranked 14th in their rankings in Class 3A. Well, Centerville is ranked 47th. So Oski can't take them lightly, but as it stands right now, it is a matchup where Oskaloosa is definitely a favorite. For now, let's take a listen in as we'll have our national anthem.
Broad stripes and bright stars,
Nice little rendition of our national anthem here in Centerville. And Doug, are you ready for some basketball?
I'm ready, Emory. This is a little bit old school here with the balcony and people filing in still. And we're right in the catbird seat behind the Indians bench here.
We are in the catbird seat, an interesting setup for us, but I can't complain. A lot of people coming in here saying this is an interesting gym. And a lot of people are kind of, I think, questioning the setup, but I'm from it's almost just a bigger version of this setup, and I've gone last year, years past, I've gone to a lot of small school gyms. People don't understand this is quite the set. It's not a bad setup at all when you're talking about high school basketball in Iowa.
Well, I know Coach Parker likes playing in these places. He likes the small gyms, kind of like Coach Henry at William Penn likes his little setup there. So here we go.
Cole Henry jumping with Brett Kozlerich of Centerville. Henry will win the tip, and it's to Jack Moroski going from left to right. They are wearing their road maroon uniforms trimmed in white and gray with numbers on the front and the back. In the first possession, a turnover. Tanner DeCock overshoots his intended target, and Oskaloosa gives it to Matt Kruzic's. Is that how you say that? Matt Kruzic's?
Kozlerich.
Well, yeah, but Matt Kruzic is the head coach.
Right.
Kruzic's Big Reds.
Kruzic. Oh, okay.
The possessive of Kruzic. I don't know. We'll guess on that. Nice look inside, finishing on a nice pass that time by Colton Baloma. Underneath was Logan Stickler.
Centerville coming out with a little 2-3 high. They're trying to trap up high with the two guys on top of the zone. Take it in there, Spencer.
Tucker lobs it into Moore. Nice high-low in the air. Finds Cruz, who lays it in, and that is two and the harm.
Nice passing by Jack Moore in there inside. Oskaloosa skip passes should work. They did in the JV game. Skip passes against this zone defense. Good ball movement by the Indians there.
7:21 to go in the first quarter. 2-2 is our score. First foul was whistled on Logan Stickler. I made a mistake. Hunter Matty was the player who scored the two baskets, or the bucket, as the free throw was missed, rebounded by Tyson Baloma. It was Matty who picked up the two. Quickly going the other way, and there's a hoop and a harm.
Well,
they're going to get Cruz underneath.
Yeah, it looked like Cole Henry slipped or fell down on the way down, and then Cruz fouled. Really should have let him go and shoot the ball. So bucket for Centerville. Oskaloosa looks a little rusty to start out here.
Matty averaging only 5 points a game. He's got 5 already in the first 45 seconds as he makes the free throw. We thank you for joining us. You're listening to 99.5 FM AM 740 KMZN, all over the world, radio KMZN.com, watching us on MCG and KBOEradio.com as the bad pass from Jack Moore intercepted by Kozlerich. Kozlerich dribbles up into the front court. Little spin move, but he's going to get whistled for steps, and we'll go the other way.
Oskaloosa got back that time, was able to force the turnover by Tanner. We got to play a little bit sharper here. They need to get the ball out of Spencer's hands quick and then turn and go to the basket.
Here into the front court is DeCock. Back and forth with Tucker to Henry. Henry back to Tucker. A little 2-3 zone. Tucker from about 28 feet, a little bit long. Long rebound is rebounded by Colton Baloma. Quickly the other way is Baloma. 5-2, the Big Reds with the lead. Kozlerich, a pump fake. He goes into the paint. A little leaning floater, and he gets it to go for two.
Yeah, good, nice pump fake by Kozlerich.
Here comes DeCock. He goes baseline, leaves it for Moore. Outside to Henry. Henry wants three, top of the key, and he hits. He's been ultra reliable in the first couple of games, shooting from deep. In fact, had an absolutely huge three-pointer to tie the game up for Oskaloosa to send that game into double overtime against Pella Christian last Friday. Oski eventually would win in double OT, 76-70. Kozlerich back to the top, Baloma to Baloma.
Kozlerich has about 5 inches on DeCock here, and Tanner needs to out-quick him.
Yeah, he stays with him, no foul call, and that is a little jump shot for Kozlerich, and he's got 4 in the early going, 9-5 Big Reds.
That looked like an offensive foul to me, but no call on that.
Here's DeCock. Out to the top to Tucker, back to DeCock. They try to work this zone. Here's Cruz. Cruz wheels into the paint, about an 8-footer, a little long, and Kozlerich picks up the rebound. Offensively, this team averages 71 points a game. They can score pretty well, but their competition the first couple of games hasn't been the stoutest of competition. It is Colton Baloma outside of Kozlerich, guarded now by Jack Moore. Moore staying with him. Good job by Moore. Up, trying to draw some contact. drawing nothing but backboard that time is Kozlerich. Rebound Cruz, and then we're going the other way.
Good job by Spencer getting the ball up. Nice pass.
Henry off the glass with the left hand, no good. Cruz with the offensive board, and he puts it in for two.
Good job by Spencer Tucker getting the ball up to Moore on the sidelines. The Indians were able to get a secondary break basket.
Out to the other end of the floor. And setting up the offense are the Big Reds. Back to the top. Kozlerich on the right wing. And again, DeCock trying to draw the charge. No foul called. And Kozlerich misses the shot. And DeCock gets himself a rebound. Here's Moore in the left corner. Now to Henry. And Henry rises a little bit short on the little bunny. No good. Rebound pulled down by Logan Stickler.
Letting it go right now, Emery.
A lot of contact there, and they do get the foul call this time. I think Henry's going to pick this one up as Kozlerich puts it in for two, and he's going to go to the line. Yeah, as you were saying, both ways, there was a lot of contact. They were letting it go. It is going to be on Henry, and that is going to be foul number one for him, second team foul. 4:10 to go in this first quarter. 11-7, way short on the free throw, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Stickler for bodying up Henry, and it'll go back to Oskaloosa.
So we're about halfway through here, Emery, in the first quarter. Oskaloosa looking a little sluggish. They need to sharpen things up, especially on the defensive end. I'm not seeing the effort right now.
Here's DeCock on the right wing, underneath to Henry. Henry has it poked away, still loose. He's going to be able to get it. It's on the floor, and that is a jump ball all the way, and it should go to Centerville. .357 to go. 11-7 is our score. The Big Reds leading by 4 with the basketball. Into the front court, Colton Beloma. Over to Tyson Beloma. Out to the top, and they're going to call a little bit of a foot drag as Dan Hargrave, who just came into the game, is going to turn it over.
Coach Parker talking to the referees about possible moving screens here, and we'll see if they're looking for that.
3:43 to go in the first quarter. 11-7, the Big Reds with a 4-point lead. Out to the top is DeCock. A little 2-3 zone they got going on here. Tucker reaches up, makes the catch. High post, they kick it out. This is Cruz, left corner for three. Hits it.
Nice shot by Jared there. Good ball movement by the Indians, getting the ball in and kicking it out.
With 3:15 to go, 11-10 is the score. Out of the top, Hunter Matty over to Kozlerich. Kozlerich working on DeCock. DeCock all over him. Back to the top to Tyson Beloma. Beloma puts it on the deck over to Colton Beloma. Beloma working on Moore. He gets into the paint, drops it off. Matty, a pump fake, loses the ball. Taken away by Moore, and we're going the other way quickly. Here's Moore all the way. Draws the contact. He'll go to the line for two.
Good job by Jack. Good aggressive move. I think Tanner reached in there, was able to poke the ball away, and Jack picked it up. The Indians got a break there.
That is foul on senior Colton Beloma. That is the third team foul on the Big Reds. And Moore at the line, a chance to tie the game with his first foul shot. It's on the way, and it's good.
Yeah, we need to knock down some free throws. Saturday was a very poor showing shooting free throws, so we need to get that up to above 70% tonight.
2:51 to go in the first quarter. 11-11 is our score. Both teams' offenses have put it in the hole a couple times. Moore 2 for 2 at the line as he rattles home the second. And we're off and running the other direction. Into the game for the first time, Taylor McGran is a junior. 2:44. Here's Hargrave, kicks it back out to Beloma. Outside. Back to Hargrave, outside the arc.
Hargrave looks a little shaky with the ball right now when he catches it.
Beloma, back to Hargrave. Gets it to McGran. And there's not a whole lot going on for Centerville on this possession. 2:20 to go. Kozlerich is going to do some ISO work on DeCock. DeCock forces him to pick up his dribble. He's in trouble and kicks it out to McGran. He leaves it for Colton Beloma. Beloma picks up the dribble, finds Kozlerich. Through traffic, again picks up his dribble, loses the handle. It's on the floor. Beloma comes up with it, pulls up for three, left wing, around and out, no good, and the rebound tipped over to Tucker.
Jared.
And Cruz wasn't looking. It's going to be a steal, and this out of bounds off of Centerville, and it go back the other way. The team's exchanging turnovers.
Spencer.
Oh, no, they're going to call a foul before the turnover.
Spencer trying to get the ball up to Jared there, and Jared was not looking, running down the court. Got to have your head on a swivel here.
12-11, Oski by 1 with just under 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Here is Matty underneath the Hargrave. One power dribble working on Cruz, up and under and good. He's 6'4". He and a junior Zach Cradafil are their two tallest players as Moore pull up quickly from the right wing and hit a long two-pointer.
Nice job by Jack there pulling up. Oskaloosa wanting to press the issue here a little bit. They need to pick it up on the defensive end.
90 seconds to go first quarter. 14-13 is our score. Beloma back to the top. This is Matty. Over to McGran. McGran trying to hit Hargrave down low, instead drives and gets it to Hargrave. He's working on Cruz. Another little up and under, gets behind the backboard. Not a good shot. The rebound pulled down by Henry. Henry will bring it up himself. Find Moore. Moore thought about the three, instead gets it to DeCock. He wants three, right corner, no good. The rebound poked to McGran. McGran on the run. 14-13 Indians by 1. McGran all the way, loses the handle on the way up, draws a contact and the foul. Thought they could have got Tucker maybe for a foul before he went into the shooting motion. Instead, they wait until he shoots it, and they're going to get Henry for his second foul.
Yeah, and Cole was kind of being a spectator on that one. He needs to slide over when he sees that guy driving and stop ball. And he just kind of let the guy go right beside him and ended up picking up the foul.
McGran misses the first, around and out. And Henry will get a break. Xavier Foster, the highly touted freshman, enters for the first time tonight. Second foul shot for McGran on the way. And that one is good. More substitutions coming to the game as the game now tied at 14. Tyson Beloma back into the game to replace Colton Beloma. Ryan Yates enters for Tucker. So Cruz, Yates, DeCock, Moore, and Foster for Oskaloosa. McGran, Tyson Beloma, Hargrave, Matty, and Kozlerich. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Here is Moore, left corner, he wants three. That's a little short. Rebound is loose and pulled down by Kozlerich. He'll bring it up himself.
Xavier needs to get back on defense.
30 seconds to go. 14-all is the score here in this first quarter. Tyson Beloma, just a sophomore. Over to the top. This is Matty. Over to Kozlerich, still pestered by DeCock. Kozlerich thinks about going, bumps into him, and they're going to say a charge. They do give Kozlerich. They get Kozlerich. Finally, they get DeCock the call, and we're going the other way.
He's been working on that one all first quarter, boy.
That's about the fourth time he's pulled that one. They finally give him the whistle.
He likes flopping over there.
Wonder who taught him that. Here's Yates into the front court, 14 seconds left. Here's Moore in the right corner. Tries to go to the top, risky pass. DeCock pulls it down. They rotate it to Yates, wide open right corner for three. Yes!
Nice ball movement. Good job by the Indians attacking the zone, getting a shot from the corner.
30-footer for Kozlerich is offline, and Oskaloosa will go into the quarter break. 17-14, they lead it. We'll take a short break and be back with the second quarter after this on the Mahaska Zone Network.
All right, the Indians.
All right, we're welcome back. Emery Songer and Doug DeCock with you. Just underway, second quarter. A good drive by Jack Moore. Can't get the bucket to fall. A good save by DeCock. Moore gets it back underneath the hoop, but he can't finish. Koslerich cleans up for Centerville, who trail it by 3, 17-14.
Good battle by the Indians on the board there. Xavier Foster keeping it alive. Tanner throwing it back in, and Jack getting the rebound.
7:27 to go in this first half. 17-14 as mentioned. We appreciate you joining us on both KBOEradio.com and also on MCG.
Oskaloosa needs to help out when Koslerich gets loose, because this is a team you can help on and get back to the shooter. You've got time.
Koslerich, number 30 in white, now drives on DeCock. That's a good matchup from the first quarter. Outside, here's Colton Beloma. Leaves it for Dan Hargrave. Hargrave's pass is tipped, and it goes out of bounds. He'll stay down here as Foster absolutely got a piece of that. Tanner thinks it should be Oski basketball.
Well, he's a salesman. He's going to do what he can to get every call.
He's going to get a lot of jobs after basketball with that kind of skill. Here we go into the front court once again. Here's Hargrave all the way to the hole. Leaves it short. Rebound Foster.
Nice job by Xavier. Oskaloosa caught a break there when he came up short.
Here's Cruz. Gets by Beloma all the way to the hoop. Draws the contact. Lays it in with a finger roll, and he'll go to the line for one more.
That is one of the longest finger rolls I've ever seen.
Tanner Swartz at 6'3" picks up the foul, and I don't think it was supposed to be like that, but it looked pretty when it went into the hoop.
That was about a 4-foot finger roll from 4 foot away, so nice shot by Cruz, and he'll go to the line to shoot one.
6:34 to go in this second quarter. 19-14 is the score, and Cruz puts in the bucket and the free throw.
Okay, Emery, we're at a place here. We got 6.5 left in the first quarter. We're up 6. Now's when we got to try to extend the lead, get it up to double digits, and start separating a little bit here.
6.5 left in this first half. As Doug mentioned, 20-14, 10 points in the game already for Jared Cruz. Koslerich now being guarded by Nunikoven, and he pesters him enough for the ball to go out of bounds on the pass to Hargrave down low. That is the 6th turnover by my count for Centerville in the game.
Yeah, nice job by Tucker on Koslerich. You got Tanner and Tucker, part of the Rat Pack, teaming up on Koslerich tonight.
He is the guy that makes them go, averaging 28 points per game their first 2 games this season. Underneath, they kick it out. Yates, an open look at the top of the key for 3. Yes!
Nice stroke by Ryan Yates. He's not hesitating, taking it, and beautiful shot.
Cruz, the assist. And it's 23-14. Oskaloosa starting to impose their will here. Yates really pressuring Beloma, and he loses the ball. The ball accidentally hits the leg of Nunikoven, though, and Colton Beloma gets it. He goes baseline, and they're going to get more for a little hand check.
Yeah, Jack had his almost his forearm on his waist, and they call it going baseline. But Oskaloosa getting some turnovers. We got it up to 9 here, so got to keep pressing, keep playing hard.
Second foul for Moore, 5th team foul. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. So far, this is a good look for Oskaloosa, leading 23-14, because the first quarter did not start all that pretty.
No, it didn't, Emery, but, we've talked about it earlier in the year. Oskaloosa has depth. They're bringing Nunikoven in. They brought Foster in, and it doesn't seem like the quality of their play drops down a whole lot or at all when they bring different guys in. That's a nice luxury to have. We're a balanced team. We don't look for one guy to score all the points. And once again tonight, we're seeing that. Ryan Yates stepping up with 2 big threes.
Ryan Yates does have just a good skill set for a sophomore, and with his length, his ability to shoot, his ability to defend with his feet, I think he's one guy that you're going to need to take account for if you're the opposition. Even though he's coming off the bench, maybe the 3rd guy off the bench in some games, he's a guy that absolutely you're going to have to put in the scouting report, because he does make a difference when he's out there. Hit a huge 3 against Pella Christian as well.
Yeah, he's a smart ball player.
Outside is Hargrave, well outside the 3-point arc with 5.5 to go.
Xavier needs to not take chances out there 23 foot away. Sit back there on the free throw line and swat balls away.
Here is Koslerich.
Just like that.
Yeah, it's a good job on the help from Foster. Here goes Beloma, baseline, and he's able to squeeze it in there past Foster and Yates.
Yeah, not sure why Xavier didn't go after that one. He gave it a half-hearted effort.
Here is Yates. Yates into the paint, kicks it out. Cruz right corner. He wants 3 more. Not this time. Long rebound is going to be secured by Hargrave. The other way now for Beloma. Beloma wants to get it to Kozarich. He does. Working on Nunnekov and goes past him. Foster, good help. But between the two of them, somebody made the foul. And Kozarich will go to the line for a couple.
Well, and this is something different that Oskaloosa hasn't had. You know, now this year when you get beat off the dribble, if Xavier's in the game, you got a shot blocker back there, and you don't have to chase and hammer down at the ball. You maybe look for a little help from Xavier. Obviously, you want to control the guy right off the dribble and stop his dribble, but you got help back there.
Kozlarich hits the first free throw. He's got 7 so far. That was the 6th team foul in Oskaloosa, and they gave it to Nunnekov in his first. Kozlarich's second foul shot, high arcer, and that rattles home as well. He's got 8. As mentioned, 28 points per game through the first 2 games this season. He is a scorer, and he is the engine that makes this team go, but Colton Beloma is averaging over 18 points a game early this season. Cross-court pass, a risky one, a good look from Nunnekov and underneath the Cruz.
Oh, beautiful pass by Tucker Nunnekov and underneath the Cruz. When he cut to the open area, the Indians' offense is clicking here last 2-3 minutes.
It is 25-18, Indians by 7 with 4.5 to go in the first half. Here's Kozlarich outside. Gets it to Beloma. Back to Kozlarich. Thought about the 3. Now a jab step. Now he's going to go into the top of the key. They kick it out, kick it around. Matty working on Foster. He wants to challenge him. He does. Can't get it to go, though. And Cruz pulls down the rebound, and he wants to push it for Oskaloosa. He'll settle it down, get it to Tucker. Over to Yates. Yates. And they're going to find Tucker eventually. Long 3 top of the key. That's long. And Yates tips the rebound. Nunnekov nearly had it, but Yates gets it back, gets it to Cruz, who will lay it in.
Good job by Oskaloosa keeping the ball alive there underneath the basket. Spencer Tucker is 100% better this year, finding the open man up the court and getting the ball up there.
Great job by Nunnekov and Yates both keeping that.
Just volleyballing it.
Yeah, keeping it alive. 3:36 to go. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay down here, but that's one thing. Nunnekov and Yates both going after that. That's fantastic work on the offensive glass. Underneath, Kozlarich will initiate the inbound. They work it over to Beloma. I think they're trying to get him loose, the inbounder Kozlarich. Instead, they go down low to Matty. A kick out to Beloma. Beloma with the left hand tries to go to the baseline. Stuck underneath is Jackson Ocker, and they're going to get it back outside to Kozlarich. And then he runs over Nunnekov, and he doesn't get the call. And that's going to be 2 points for Kozlarich.
And he's gotten three makes off of the defensive guy going down.
Trying to get that charge call. Here's Foster, top of the key. Faces up, shoots it over 3 guys, leaves it short. Cruz the rebound, puts it right back up and in. 16 already in the game for Jared Cruz, and Oski leads at 29-20. Quickly is Ocker all the way, blocked by Foster.
There's the rim protector hanging out underneath there. That's what we need him to do.
Quickly the other way. Here he is underneath, lays it in.
Nice ball movement by Tucker Nunnekov, and great pass to Foster. Good hustle by the big man getting down the floor.
Excellent work by Oskaloosa. 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back with more Indians by 11 here on the Mahaska Zone Network. .239 left in the first half, 31-20. Oskaloosa by 11. Jared Cruz, 16 points in the early going. Excellent work by Oskaloosa offensively the last few minutes, and now defensively they're trying to keep up the intensity. McGran back in the game. He gets it over to Colton Beloma, over to Kozlarich, guarded by Nunnekov. Nunnekov's done a good job since coming in the game on him as well. As the ball poked away by Yates, Beloma retrieves it.
I think, Emery, if we increase our pressure on these guards out front, we can get a couple cheap turnovers here.
McGran out to Kozlarich, over to Beloma. Beloma looking baseline. Instead, he'll get back up to the top to Kozlarich. Kozlarich, he will take a long 3, about 24 feet.
Good rebound.
No good. Rebound by Foster, and Tucker picks up the loose ball. Yates lobs it for Cruz. Cruz underneath, can't get the ball to fall in. Hargrave gets the rebound for Centerville. A good look, though, for Cruz, who's been red hot early. Here's Paloma out. Kozlerich, a clean look from right on the stripe, buries it.
He can shoot it if he's left open.
Especially when his toe's on the line as opposed to 7 feet beyond the line. 1:33 to go first half, 31-23, Indians by 8. They have the basketball. Here's Yates. He thought about the long three. Instead, finds an open Nunnekoven who lays it
nice
with the
left hand by Tucker Nunnekoven there. Good pass by Yates, the assist leader for the Indians so far in the 2016 season.
Here is Bellomo over to McGran at the top of the key for Centerville. Shooting at our left basket with 69 seconds left. Ball poked away by Cruz, and he's going to get it, and he's all by himself. He's going to go all the way, dunk it. 18 in the game for him.
I'm about ready to run out of two-point baskets here.
I'm running out of space.
Here they go. The Indians showing a little life here. That's what I like. When you got a lead, go for the kill.
47 seconds to go. Here's Centerville again. Kozlerich working on Nunnekoven on the drive, and they're going to get Nunnekoven for a little bit of a bump foul before the shot.
Yeah, Spencer's got to pick it up on the defensive end here. He just about didn't see that ball when it got knocked away. He's got to keep working on defense.
He did just enough to keep it alive for Cruz to be able to get it and get out and run with it as Nunnekoven will come out. That was his second foul. That is a 7th team foul in a 1-on-1 situation for Kozlerich. Excellent work by Nunnekoven in the game on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, Nunnekoven, good minutes. And I like this switching off on Kozlerich because you can tell he's a scorer, and we just got to team up on him.
No good on the first shot on the front end of the 1-on-1 rebound to Cock, and he's going to hustle it down. And we got a player down in the back end, and they're going to stop play. No fast break. It looks like an eye potentially got poked for Hargrave. He immediately went down as Oskaloosa brought it into the front court. 35.4 left. I've had that happen a few times. That doesn't feel good.
No, you don't want to get scratched in the eye ever. But I got to admit, I don't fall to the floor. I might put my hand over my eye.
You're a wild man, Doug. You're a wild man. 35.4 left. They're not going to stop playing unless you fall to the floor.
Here we go.
Cruz on the inbound, no good. Foster picks up the rebound. Now turns toward the basket, but has it poked away by McGran. And then a steal by Tucker. Quickly the other way. Here's Cruz. A lot of contact, no foul call. Ball still loose. And now they're going to call a foul underneath. And they're going to call it, I think, on McGran, who was just laying underneath the basket. No, they're not going to get McGran. They're going to get Foster. That's going to be 1-on-1 on this end. There's a lot of bodies on the floor. That's his first. Team's 8th. 1-on-1 on this end with 20.5 left. That was an interesting switch, turn of events down on that end of the floor.
Yeah, it's going to give Centerville an opportunity to cut it down to a 10-point lead. I don't know for sure if it was Kozlerich.
It wasn't. They got it. They fixed it.
Nice try, though.
It was McGran who was flat on the floor. Coach Parker chatting with Kozlerich as he walks down the floor.
A little smile.
Telling him, nice try. First front end of the 1-on-1 from McGran is no good, and Foster has it knocked out of bounds over his back, and it'll go to Oskaloosa.
Hey, Xavier needs to go up strong with two hands so that ball doesn't get knocked away from him and rip it down out of there.
18.9 left. Cruz, Tucker, Foster, DeCock, and Yates out there for the Indians. This could be the last possession of the half. DeCock outside on the left wing. Yates in the left corner. 13 left. Tucker left alone. He kicks it back out to the top. Now he gets it. He's got an open, clean look from the left wing. In and out. Rebound McGran. McGran's got 3 seconds. Gets it over to Kozlerich. Kozlerich is going to rise, fire over the top of Yates, and no good. That'll end the first half. 35-23, Oskaloosa up by a dozen. We'll take a break. Come back with your halftime show after this right here on the Mahaska Zone Network.
unless we.
All right. Welcome back. We are live, and we are doing our halftime show. 35-23 is our score, and Oskaloosa is currently leading by 12. First half, I think the one thing that we're looking at most importantly here is Jared Cruz. We talked about it in the first game we did this season against Fairfield, how he averages 25 points a game or more in certain tournaments and stuff. We didn't necessarily see the scoring prowess first 3 games of the season, but 18 in the first half tonight, you can see how this guy can fill it up.
Yeah, Jared's having a good night. He's getting up and down the floor. He's knocking his shots down, and he's got a good night going so far. The Indians overall look pretty good. They've come out. I'd like to see him pick up the defensive intensity a little bit, because I think we can get more turnovers if we have ball pressure on them.
When you look at go ahead, Doug.
Kozlerich is a really good ball player. He's got
He's got 13
points in the first half. He averages about 28, and he's just he can shoot it. He's a good player. I mean, our defense, we're right there. He's had three or four where our defensive guy thought he drew a charge, didn't get the call, and he knocks down the shot. So Nunakoven and DeCock have not given him a lot of room to shoot. He's only had, I think he had one open three-pointer, but they're doing a good job on him. This guy's a good scorer.
One thing that is also interesting about Oskaloosa is the fact that Kozlerich came in at averaging 62% on field goal attempts this season. That's a lot. I mean, that is really good, and he's definitely not at 62% in this game. Now, granted, that's a 2-game sample size where he averaged 28 some points a game. So overall, they did a great job on him. He also leads the team in rebounding and steals. He's a good shot blocker compared to what they have. So Oskaloosa's done a really good job of trying to keep that balanced and not allowing him to dictate play on the offensive end. Now, defensively for Centerville, they're having a hard time with Cruz, but Ryan Yates off the bench, Tucker Nunakoven off the bench, Jack Moore and Cole Henry when they were both out there, Xavier Foster for a little bit while he was out there. Everybody getting into the mix offensively. We have all those guys with points scored. Tanner DeCock, who is averaging 10-plus points on the season, hasn't gotten to the scoring column yet, but that's one thing that DeCock gives you is he is a defensive-minded ball player first, so you don't necessarily need points from him. But when you see 18 from Cruz, you see 6 from Yates, and he looks good stroking the ball. I think Oskaloosa in really good shape after the first half, and we'll see what they do in the second half. We'll take another break, come back. Second half action will be beginning in just a little bit. It's 35-23 Oskaloosa leading Centerville right here on the Mahaska Zone Network. We're getting ready to start the second half. Oskaloosa leading Centerville on the road 35-23. We appreciate you joining us on both KBOEradio.com and on MCG. You're also listening to us live, 99.5 FM and AM 740, KMZN, all over the world on radio, KMZN.com, and the KMZN mobile app. Emery Songer, Doug DeCock, our whole TV crew is here in Centerville. We're going to be filming, broadcasting all of these Oskaloosa games all season long. Part of this big old experiment that we're doing, including on Friday night as the Indians take on Grinnell. But one thing that I'm interested in, Doug, is Oskaloosa, a growing team. We talked about those rankings. I think now is a good time to just kind of like take a peek at them. Oski in Class 3A ranked 8th. Pella ranked number 2. Pella Christian in Class 2A ranked number 3. Dallas Center Grimes ranked 10th, which kind of surprises me with Grinnell out of the ranks. I think Grinnell's a better team than they are. But that just kind of tells you where this conference is, and it should be a really, really good conference all season long. And Oskaloosa is going to have to bring it not only in these non-conference games, but in the little Hawkeye Conference. You're not going to have any off nights. Yeah,
it's the Indians travel to Grinnell Friday night, who played Pella to a 96-94 shootout in Pella in their little Hawkeye opener. So Oskaloosa is going to have their hands full Friday. Let's just hope we continue to play well in the second half here and keep the intensity.
Centerville has the ball, wearing white, shooting at our right basket. It is Colton Beloma with the basketball over to Tyson Beloma. They're going to get Kozlerich the basketball. He pump fakes, and he's guarded by Cruz on a switch here in the left corner. He turns, double team, tough shot, but he gets it to go.
Nice shot by Kozlerich.
14 in the game for him as Jack Moore goes all the way, has it blocked by Kozlerich out of bounds. It'll stay down here. It's a good look.
Yeah,
I have 15 for Kozlerich. It's actually 14 on the scoreboard.
Oskaloosa doing a good job of pushing the ball up.
Outside is Henry. Henry did not play for most of the second quarter as he lays it in with the left hand, and it is good.
Nice shot by Cole.
He's very good on the drive, is Henry. He's very good doing a lot of things. Outside is Beloma. Drives, leaves it for Matty. Matty scored the first 5 points for Centerville. Hasn't scored since. Leaves it back. And it'll be a kick out from Stickler. Back to the top, Colton Beloma. Beloma averaging over 18 points per game. Hasn't really gotten going in this one. Getting only 2. Long shot, no good. Rebound, Tanner DeCock. His 4th rebound of the game. Gets it to Moore. Gets it to Henry. Risky passing by the Indians, but it works out.
Yeah, Cole shoots it right back to Jack. He might be able to drive to the hoop.
DeCock all the way. Has it swatted out of there by Kozlerich.
I think he needs to probably stay out of there.
Here comes Henry.
There we go.
Good dish by Tucker to set him up for the drive, and Henry will set it up. It was an excellent block, though, by Kozlerich. 39-25, though, Oskaloosa with their largest lead at 14. Tucker, good defense on Tyson Beloma. Close to a 5-second call. Gets it over to Matty. Matty on the drive. Tough 15-footer. That's way off the mark. Going out of bounds. Matty tries to chase it down himself, but it'll be rebounded by Jack Moore, and he'll push the other way. Matty in hot pursuit, but Moore goes all the way and gets fouled by Stickler as he goes in for the lay-in.
Yeah, good job by Jack pushing it up. I don't know if there's any communication, but Jack got all the way to the rim as Centerville didn't stop ball. So the Indians looking to possibly go up 15 or 16 here.
Jack Moore at the line. 2 for 2 at the line so far today. 4 points in the game. First free throw is off the back of the iron and drops.
Jack gets a lot of arc on his shots. Got the friendly bounce there. The ball went straight up off the heel, dropped right through the rim.
That's the 3rd foul on Logan Stickler. First team foul on Centerville here in the second half. Second foul shot up, and that one is good. 4 for 4 at the line, 6 points in the game for Moore. Kozlerich will now start bringing it up. He's going to give it to Beloma so he can play off the ball with 6:15 to go, third quarter. Oski leading 41-25. Tyson Beloma well outside the arc on the left wing. Looking to try to get it to somebody. Tucker playing good defense on him. It's close to a 5-second call. They get it to Kozlerich left corner. He shoots a long 3 around and out, and Tucker will get the long rebound. Quickly ahead, 2-on-1. Here is DeCock. He goes all the way, looking for contact, and he gets it in the foul.
Yeah, Tanner going side saddle in there. He was able to get the ball up and make it. He possibly had a pass over there, but he decided to take it on in.
He looks at Parker, and Parker and him giving each other a little bit of guff. Parker making fun of the way the shot came off.
Well, Tanner and I talked after the game the other night. I told him, I said, make sure you keep your eye on the basket, even though you think you're going to get fouled.
Beloma picks up number 2, and he makes the free throw for his 3rd point of the game. That's funny, though. Parker having fun with the kids tonight, and they're up 19 all of a sudden. Tanner being aggressive, though, in this third quarter, going to the rim. Underneath, here is a tough shot by Stickler, and he'll draw contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Ryan Parker, this was not an easy job to come into a couple of years ago when a team that in the last 4 years before he got there won a total of, I think, 5 or 6 games. And he went six wins each of the first 2 years he's here, but now he's got a deep enough team where people think double-digit wins is not only possible, but kind of expected at this point as Cruz picked up his second foul, and the first free throw is good from Stickler.
Yeah, you're right, Emery. It was lean times there a few years ago, but I know when Coach Parker came up to interview for the AD job and the basketball job, people knew that good things were coming.
I think they're going to call a jump ball here. It is a jump ball, and it will go to Oskaloosa.
Yeah, the Rat Pack was able to reach in there and get a jump ball. So good job by Tanner getting his hands on it.
It was a rebound by Kozlerich on the score sheet, but he didn't see DeCock drop down behind him and force the jump. Here is Tucker over to DeCock. DeCock down low, one-on-one on Kozlerich's Cruz. Hits Moore on the drive, and Moore is fouled before the shot.
I really like their interior passing from Jared to Jack, and then Tanner needs to be just a hair quicker and hit Jared right away when he sees that open. But good interior passing by Oskaloosa tonight.
That is the fourth foul on Logan Stickler, but it looks like they're going to keep him in the game. They feel like, here's Moore all the way. Went for the slam, but left it short. And the rebound, Stickler. Tried to catch him sleeping, but just didn't have enough lift as he tried to dunk in traffic. 44-26 is the score with 5:10 left and a little bit of a riding foul there with a block on Tucker. That's number 1 on him. 13 foul on the Indians with 5:10 to go third quarter, leading by 18.
And Tucker switched off on the screen there. Oskaloosa likes to go over the top of the screen and then switch back and hedge it. So let's look for that.
DeCock guarding Kozlerich. Kozlerich runs over, but they're going to call a blocking foul. He had a little bit of a forearm shiver into him, but I think the shifting feet is what got the referee's attention, and it'll be a foul on DeCock. That is foul number 1 according to the scoreboard on him. How about that? With all the contact he's dealt with today, for that to be number 1.
Yeah, he's really had a fortunate year. Last year he would have fouled out of all the games by now, so he's hanging in there with his fouls.
Nunakoven back in to guard him. He did an excellent job on him as well in the first half. Speaking of Kozlerich, it is Colton Bellomo with the ball, guarded by Jack Moore outside the arc. Over to Kozlerich outside on the left wing. Now he's going to try to go baseline. Nunakoven does a good job on him. Challenges the shot, no good. And Moore off and running. He's going to go all the way and has it knocked away nicely out of bounds by Colton Bellomo, who stuck with him all the way. The entire crowd on Oskaloosa knows Jack can throw those down in those situations, but you have to credit Bellomo for chasing him down and knocking it out of bounds.
Yeah, Jack with the rebound just took off down the court and almost had a breakaway dunk there.
Nunakoven to inbound, lobs it in to Henry. Henry guarded by the much smaller McGran outside as part of the zone. He's going to get it right back. Pump fake. Over to Tucker. Wide open left wing. Way deep for 3. Around and out. And the shot's not going for him tonight. And Colton Bellomo gets the rebound.
I almost wonder what would look for the ball.
I wonder what would happen if he just took one dribble up to the line instead of trying to shoot those open shots from 25 feet away.
Well, I think he's worried about somebody closing on him and with his height being able to affect his shot.
4:19 to go. Here's Kozlerich backing in. Gets it to Stickler outside to McGran. McGran a pump fake working on Tucker, and it's blocked by Cruz, and here comes Henry all the way. Left-handed slam.
Ram time. Culpepper throwing it down for the Indians.
That was a good job. The block by Cruz poked out of there. I believe that was Tucker who got it ahead to him. So a team defensive effort leads to an easy 2 on the other end. Kozlerich outside. He goes into the paint, and he gets bumped before the shot by Nunakoven.
And that's one of the few times Kozlerich actually has been able to beat Tanner or Nunakoven off of the dribble. He's tried it, but he did get a step on Tuck that time.
Tucker does have 3 fouls now, and he will come out of the game. DeCock with just 1 will be in there for a little bit of a run, I believe. 20-point lead for the Indians, 46-26. Kozlerich to inbound, lobs it into the backcourt, which it'll be caught in the backcourt by McGran. Here's Kozlerich
again. There it is.
He's trying. Gets it out to Bellomo. Over to McGran. Oskaloosa's offense, or defense rather, not allowing the Centerville offense to get into the paint without a body being right on them.
Well, and I'd like to see Jack up the pressure on his man.
Cruz pulls down the rebound in traffic after the miss by Kozlerich. Quickly the other way, poked away. Moore gets it back, loses the handle again, draws contact, and scores. It was ugly, but he gets it to go.
It wasn't pretty. That's a good way to put it, Emery. Tried to pass it, got almost stolen, came back to him, and he's able to possibly make a three-point play.
It'll be a full timeout for Centerville before the free throw. The foul on Hargrave. We'll take a quick break and be back with more third quarter action. All Indians leading by 22, 48-26 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter here on the Mahaska Zone Network. Welcome back with 3:16 to go here in Centerville High School in the third quarter. 48-26 Oskaloosa widening their margin as Jack Moore looks to complete a three-point play on this end for the Indians. Emery Songer, Doug DeCock, and the Indians really turning it on here on both ends of the floor in this second half.
Yeah, it's nice to see they came out of the halftime locker room. They weren't asleep. They've been after it, built the lead up to 22 points here, and Jack going to the line.
With 3:16 to go. See what Moore's doing. Free throw. No good. Henry pokes it away, still loose, and there's too many Oski Indians were there. Quickly ahead to Beloma, and he'll lay it in on the breakaway. On a good pass that time. That was McGran who found him deep off the rebound on the Moore miss. 4 in the game for Beloma. He's averaging 18 a game. That's got to be a win for Oskaloosa, holding him to only 4 points this early. Nice find by Jared Cruz, finds Moore on the cut.
Yeah, Oskaloosa running their Oski set. And I love that set. He comes off of a screen up by the free throw line and curls right to the basket, wide open for the Indians.
Here's McGran with 2:40 to go, 50-28. Here's Kozlerich. That's a tough shot. Can't get the roll, and the rebound pulled down by Henry.
Good pass.
Here is Moore, and he leaves it short on the dunk again. Just not getting the lift tonight. The rebound pulled down by Beloma, and here we go. He's hustling back on defense is Moore, and they're going to call a foul on Cruz, and that's a tough call because he didn't have either hand on him. He was just kind of shifting the feet. Moore, a big smile. It's the second time he got, what do they call that? Stuffed by the rim?
Snuffed by the rim. Jack got a little bit of lead in his shorts tonight. Can't quite get up there.
Oh, geez. That's the third foul on Cruz. They drop it inbounds. A quick pass back to Kozlerich, way long. Stickler does get the rebound, though, to keep it down on this end. You could say he's being a stickler on the boards. Below outside, over to McGran. 2:10 to go. Underneath, and there is Hargrave, and he lays it in off a pass from Kozlerich. Here comes Tucker. He's quickly attacking, leaves it for DeCock. DeCock roams outside, and Cruz just wants to set it up the offense.
But I like they at least looked at a break opportunity there.
Henry, top of the key three. That's just off the mark. The rebound is loose, and eventually Kozlerich will pull it down. He's got 5 of those in the game. He's going down the floor. Little crossover. Left-handed lay-in, gets the roll. Nicely done in traffic and the foul.
Yeah, he beat Tanner off the dribble that time. And
when he gets a full head of steam, he's tough to stop there.
Yeah, when he's dribbling all the way down the court and making a move, he got it all the way to the rim.
That is 3 on Cole Henry. Foster about to check in for him anyway. Tyson Beloma will enter, replacing Taylor McGran. And Henry will come out of the game for now with 100 seconds to go in the third quarter. 50-32 is the score, and Kozlerich to the line for 1. 2 for 3 in the game at the line. Makes this one. And he's got 17. 17 is the margin. 50-33, Oski with the lead and the basketball, shooting at our left hoop. Tucker over to Moore. to the top. And Foster wants 3 top of the key, around and out. Rebound pulled down by Beloma.
And then we got a breakaway.
And Foster the block from behind, more the rebound.
Xavier timed it just right, but we can get that 3-point shot anytime. Xavier's got to get...
Moore and Foster had a little bit of a mix-up, and they're going to call a quick 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 1:15 to go third quarter, but one thing that Centerville is going to show you, a few years ago, maybe a couple years ago, they had a really good team here in basketball, led by guys like Colton Gonerman and Tate Felton. None of those guys are here. Kozlovich was the young buck of that group. He's now the leader of a team that is going to try to compete for a conference title in the South Central Conference, but this is a good test for them, too, because they're not going to see a team like Oskaloosa too frequently in the South Central.
No, they're not going to see a team like Oskaloosa. Oskaloosa would be the best team they would face.
Knoxville is really who they're competing with this conference title for.
It looks like it this year. Albia looks to be maybe a little bit off this year, but Eddyville's okay. And Centerville's already played Eddyville, so
and beat them. Close game, but already took care of them. As out of the timeout, Oskaloosa's got it. Here is Moore, left wing, guarded closely by Stickler. Foster rotates it back over to Cruz. Look at that Oski set, goes down, Moore underneath, over the top of Tyson Beloma and scores.
And I think Coach Parker's message got to Xavier Foster there, as he did not even look at the basket from three-point land.
53 seconds to go.
That's it.
Good hedge. Now they're going to switch back. Outside, here's Tyson Beloma, guarded by Tucker. Here is Colton Beloma. Picked up by Moore on the drive. Leaves it for Stickler outside. Kozlovich a deep 3 from top of the key. That's in and out. And the rebound to Moore. Moore will slow it down. No need to look ahead as DeCock was slicing to the basket. Here is Foster. High post. Underneath to Cruz. One-on-one underneath with Kozlovich. That looks very good, and he lays it in.
Yeah, we should be able to do that all day. That was our Missouri set, and Jared just posts up underneath. A high-low from our big guys.
Kick out from Kozlovich to Beloma. Beloma over Moore. Tough shot, and it's poked out of bounds by Hargrave, and it'll go back to Oskaloosa.
All right, good job there. We got to move our feet a little quicker. We got to get 2 hands on these rebounds. We're going up with 1 hand and not getting it with both hands, and that's going to cost us later in the year.
7.5 seconds to go. Tucker will pick it up just before half court, and he sees what the call is. I think he's just going to try to shoot it. He gets around Beloma, pulls up from 3, right on the stripe, hits it at the horn, and that's the way the third quarter will end. Oskaloosa leading by 24 points, 57-33. We'll take a short break and be back with the fourth quarter after this on the Mahaska Zone Network. Eight minutes on the clock. Centerville will have the basketball to begin this fourth quarter. 57-33. It is Jackson Ocker, a sophomore, out there. Gets it to Tyson Beloma, another sophomore. Guarded closely by Tucker. This is the best defense I've seen Spencer Tucker play in 2 years. And they're going to get Tanner DeCock with a little bit of a over-the-back kind of call on a pass looking for Kozlovich, and it'll be one-on-one.
Good aggressiveness. Spencer
Tucker, have you seen that kind of defense from him?
Cole Henry denying his guy. Tanner trying to make the steal. That's what I'm talking about, extending our defense out and getting some cheapies from them.
It is Moore and DeCock coming out in favor of Ryan Yates for the first time in the second half, and also Tucker Nunnekoven. The foul was whistled on DeCock. By my count, that is 2. Kozlowich's first free throw is no good, and the rebound pulled down by Cole Henry. That's just his third. Not the kind of rebounding night he's had so far this season, as Yates has it. Outside, Tucker wants one from about 28. That's no good. Yates tips the rebound, but Kozlowich will clear it.
Good try by Yates there to try to kick the ball away.
In and out from Tyson Beloma, and Foster will get the rebound.
Xavier.
He wants to bring it up the floor. He will bring it up the floor all the way. Too strong. Nunakoven gets the rebound. Just can't get it to go. Foster gets it and goes back up and scores.
Great. Good job by Tucker Nunakoven on the rebound. Xavier about got the.
He's looking like Shaq in his younger days going down the floor.
Going rim to rim, coast to coast.
6'10" and bringing it up the floor. Kozlowich over to Tyson Beloma. 59-33, Oskaloosa by 26 with 7 minutes to play in regulation. Kozlowich turns, goes baseline, draws a foul, and scores. He just got past Nunakoven. He just got to let that one go. If you're Nunakoven, you're leading by 26, and that's your fourth foul.
Yeah, he just got in there, and he picked up his fourth one right there. So I think Coach will probably leave him in the game. Go ahead and let him play it out here, get some minutes, get Tanner a break. And just let him go as long as he can.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping close tally, but I only have 3 Oskaloosa turnovers.
You know, that's unbelievable. I hope.
But I mean, it hasn't been like they've been turning it over very frequently as Kozlowich misses the and one.
No, they haven't.
He's got 19 in the game, though, still. Here's Yates.
Andy Sterner into the game for the Indians.
And then Henry and Andy Sterner, who just got into the game, a little miscommunication. Henry was thinking that was going to go into the corner. And just as I talk about turnovers, well, of course.
Yep, you did it again.
Without fail at this point. 59-35 is our score. Oskaloosa by 24. Here's Kozlowich. Again, drives, tough fade away, and he gets it to go. He's just a gifted scorer.
He is, and he's really good at using that shoulder to get him some space to get the shot off.
Cross-court pass. Good high catch by Foster. Tries to get through 2 different guys. Ball's on the floor. It'll be a jump ball. It'll stay with Oskaloosa.
And that's the difference that Xavier's it's going to take a little time to get used to the quickness. He's used to being able to put that ball on the floor, make a move. In high school ball, you put it down there, they're going to be on it right away. You're bringing it down to their level.
Yates looking for an inbound pass, gets it to Foster. Foster goes baseline on Tyson Beloma, tough angle, and he can't get the roll, and he gets the offensive board, then scores it.
Nice job. He got by, I think, with an offensive goaltending.
Yeah,
the ball was hanging on the cylinder.
He did get away with one there for sure.
Good job by Xavier, though. Good hustle on the glass.
Here comes Kozlowich again.
Oh,
and
my.
They're going to call a block. That's a tough call on Nunakoven, but that's 5, and he'll come out of the game. So for every call that DeCock was able to dodge in the first half, Nunakoven can't seem to buy one here in this second half. 61-37, Oski by 24.
And that was maybe the worst one. He's lowering his shoulder and just ramming into him.
Yeah, if he's initiating contact above the belt, even if the feet are moving, it is an offensive foul by definition, can be whistled as such. But a lot of referees, especially at this high school level, they just see the shuffling feet because both guys are trying to move to the same spot on the floor laterally, and they just call that by – it's just kind of an instinct when guys are moving that they don't call that charge. But absolutely, anything above the waist where the initiation comes from the offensive player – can by rule be called an offensive foul.
Yeah, he's just ducking his shoulder down a little bit. And
front end of the 1-and-1 on the way, and that's good. 22 for him. He's now 4 for 7 at the line, and he'll have one more. Nunakoven's still solid in this game, though. Very good defensively on the best player for the opposition. Long rebound off the miss, and Yates does a good job poking it.
Smart play by Ryan Yates there, controlling Kozlowich and getting the ball.
Foster in trouble, eventually gets out and kick it out. Yates, he wants 3 from the left corner. It's a smooth-looking stroke, but not this time. And the rebound to Colton Beloma.
Good ball movement there.
Sterner pokes it away.
And there you had 2 of the Rat Pack. Sterner, another one.
They were rat packing it up over there. I tell you what.
They had him pinned in the decon over there.
Here is Kozlowich working on the cock again. Tanner's just kind of leaning back, waiting for that arm. Trying to get contact underneath Hunter Matty, and he loses the rebound out of bounds. He dives for it, but it's out of bounds. It'll go to Oskaloosa.
I'll tell you what, he's worked to try to get that charge all night long, and they got
him one. They did give him one.
But he's He's working at it still.
That is the only foul on Kozrich in this game, by the way, is that one in the first half that DeCock was able to draw the charge.
Okay, Centerville extending their defense out a little bit. Oski should be able to turn and burn a little.
Here's Foster. Foster finds Yates underneath. Yates finds Henry. Nice cut. Can't finish. The rebound to Kozlorich. And quickly ahead, here come the Big Reds. Spaloma all the way. Draws the foul on Yates, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And once again, Ryan Yates with a really nice pass to, was that Henry on the cut?
It was Henry on the cut.
Beautiful pass by
I just
Yates.
think he got a little too wide of the goal as he was trying to dodge the contact. That's just the first foul on Yates, by the way, and that's the 10th team foul no matter what. It's double bonus time for the Big Reds, who are trailing by 23 points. First free throw is good. Paloma, that's only 5 points on the season, came in averaging 18.5.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He filled it up that one game, but I think this is more realistic for him.
Good team player, but definitely the second banana if we're talking about Kozlerich as well. He makes both. He's got 6. 5:08 to go in the fourth quarter, 61-40. Oski by 21. Yates over to DeCock. DeCock over to Yates. Down to Foster at the free throw line. Has it poked away. That time by Swartz. Swartz will get credit for the block, and then they lose it on the other end. Yates gets the steal. Quickly ahead. Kozlerich tries to save it in the middle of nowhere, and Henry will be able to save possession for Oskaloosa, but he loses it, and they're going to say it's going to stay with Oskaloosa. Rough shot play on both ends.
Yeah, let's pick the ball up, get it set up here. Things going a little helter-skelter. Xavier is not playing very smart right now. He's trying to force things. Let the game come to you, big man.
He'll come take a seat. That's just part of the process. That's why you're not going to see him play a ton of minutes the first couple months of the season, but he's gotten a good run in this game. Is Henry, tough left-handed hook shot. That's money for him all day long.
That was a beautiful shot from Henry.
And he's got 11 now, so he's into double figures. 63-40, the score, with 4.5 to go in the ball game. Here is Stickler on the drive and gets the bucket and the foul on Cruz. That'll bump all the way to the rim, and they don't call the foul until he gets the shot up, and Stickler gets himself to the line for a potential three-point play. They're not going to quit either.
Nope, they're Centerville's playing hard.
They're kind of that, that, like as a team, even that Gonerman team from a couple of years ago, it wasn't fancy, but they just all work really hard, and they never stop what they're doing. As Zakot gets the rebound, his 5th in the game. Quickly ahead, here's Cruz. All the way, lays it off the glass. Beautiful pass from Tucker.
Spencer Tucker, once again, has really improved his down-the-court passing and vision.
Here's Kozlerich, runs over to Cock, and they will give him the call.
He finally got it. Look at him. Everybody clapping. They're like, finally, he gets the call. That was probably the most iffy one of the whole night.
It was. That one I wasn't sure about, I'll be honest. But if you fall enough, you're going to get it. And that's his game. He does it. He loves doing it.
Well, there really is an art to taking charges, and obviously he's got it.
No doubt about that. The free throw was missed, by the way. I know that's a long time ago, but the free throw was missed. Tucker thought about the deep 3, but DeCock a much more open 3 on the left wing, and he buries it. He's got 6. That's 5 assists for Spencer Tucker, by the way. When's the last time that happened?
That's nice to see.
Playmaking ability, showing it on full display against Centerville here today.
Good job by Ryan Yates dropping down and trapping.
3 ball from Baloma.
Ended up costing him by still like it, getting the ball out of Kozlerich's hands.
Here is DeCock.
That's it.
DeCock on the drive, kicks it out. Yates has an open 3 left wing. That's good.
Wow, nice looking offense. Good job by Tanner. That's being smart, getting in there, not forcing it amongst the trees.
The assist numbers look phenomenal for Oskaloosa in this game. We'll add them up at the end of the game, but my goodness, I haven't seen this many assists for a high school team in any year that I've ever covered high school basketball. Kozlerich again runs over to Cock. No foul call, probably is. I like that no call. Both guys got turned around, and Kozlerich lays it in. He's got 24. That's a game high. Cruz leads Oskaloosa with 22. Bad pass by DeCock that time, knocked out of bounds that time by Swartz. It'll stay here. Sterner comes in. He's going to grab DeCock. Line change here for Centerville as 3 guys will come in. And it looks like Kozlerich will come out potentially for the last time in this game, as will Baloma and Stickler. 71-47, Oski by 24. This matches their largest lead. Top of the key, Henry for three. Not this time. Long rebound is loose, and will go out of bounds to Centerville. But yeah, the passing for Oskaloosa has been phenomenal. Jack Moore, who we haven't seen a whole lot even in this second half, has, 3 assists, 5 assists for Tucker, 3 assists for Cruz, 2 assists for each Yates and Nunnikoven. They all have been sharing the ball very well in this game. Tyson Beloma over to McGran. This is Hunter Matty. Matty back to the top. This is Ocker. And he'll rotate it over. Back to the top. This is Tyson Beloma working on Tucker. Tough underneath shot, and they're going to get him for a foul. And he's going to go to the line for 2 on the attack. They're going to call it on Henry, who reached in at the last moment. That's his 4th.
I thought we might see Oskaloosa try a little zone defense tonight just to put something in, maybe give Grinnell a little something different to look at. But we'll see. Last year they did play some zone. We'll see what they do Friday night.
It'll be interesting. That is Cade McKnight, Sam Allen, and the Grinnell Tigers. As the first free throw no good from Beloma, second one is good. That's his first point of the game. Into the game for the first time, Braden Lechtenberg, a junior for Centerville. Cruz will exit, Henry will exit, Foster comes back in, and entering for the first time, senior Seth Crook for the Indians, wearing the big number 44. He played very well in the JV game. Oskaloosa won the freshman and JV games earlier here in this gym today.
And Seth has been a member of the team.
Here's Foster, goes in traffic and draws the foul and
does a great job in practice. He works hard. He may not be the most talented kid, but he is a wonderful kid, and it's nice to see him get some minutes here in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Great teammate, good loyal guy as Foster catches the inbound off the glass and scores. Another assist for Tucker on the inbound. Foster with 8 in the game. 2:07 to go.
Xavier's got a nice soft touch around the basket.
Jackson Ocker finds him Matty. Matty guarded by Crook. Sterner tried to come in there and get a steal. They drop it down low. As Sterner couldn't find his guy, Ocker goes up with the left hand, no good. Yates gets the rebound. And quickly ahead, here's Tucker. Thought about trying to find Foster, instead launches a 3 and buries it. His second made basket. He's missed a few in this game. It hasn't been pretty for him, but he does have 6 on a couple made baskets, but his assist totals are really the eye-popping stat for him. 76-48, all Indians here with 1.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Here is a tough shot by Matty. He gets it to go.
Matty's had a good night tonight. He's a good, solid ball player. Huh? And are we going to go to break?
Nope, just a little bit of a quick timeout just to get subs in. Kirkland Howard and Nick Harrington will come in. They will replace Tucker and Yates.
I think with Matty and Kozlerich and then Beloma scoring, this team's they're going to do some damage.
They're going to be able to compete in a conference that is mostly Class 2A teams.
Yep, they'll be tough.
Here's Harrington outside. Harrington also played well in the JV game for Oskaloosa. Here's Howard, who also played in that game. A little bit short on the jumper, and the rebound pulled down by Braden Lechtenberg. Just over a minute to play, 76-50. Foster gets the steal on a bad pass.
Uh-oh, here we go. Oh.
He lost the handle all the way. He wants to go the distance, a big smile on his face. When he starts putting those skills together, who is going to be able to stop 6'10", loping down the floor with the dribble coast to coast?
Well, I was looking for him to go off the backboard the way he was pointing up at the ceiling. I'm not sure what he was pointing at, but uh-oh.
Here comes Ocker. Nice
ball.
Oh.
No, not in here.
Lost out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Oskaloosa as it poked out of bounds. The block by Foster.
It really is nice in a high school to see somebody just kind of pin it on the board.
Yeah, he almost jumped too early there on a nice pass. It was a good setup, but Swartz just couldn't get it off out of his hand fast enough. Here's Kirkland Howard, 40 seconds to go.
See, I'd really like to see Xavier slide down on that. He's just
Sterner wants
around.
3, not this time, but Howard the rebound. Howard drives, off glass, too strong. Rebound loose, and Sterner's going to have a jump ball.
Attaboy, Rat Packer getting in there, fighting for the ball.
It'll go to Centerville on the jump. 27.8 to go in the game. 76-50, Oskaloosa well on their way. If you're wondering, the Indians this season, they've been a scoring machine. 3rd highest scoring offense in Class 3A so far this year, averaging 74.3 points a game. They are going to improve on that again here with 76 on the board. But it will be a tougher test on Friday against a very good Grinnell team.
Yeah, it's going to get real Friday night.
8 seconds left. Here's Ocker as he works on Sterner, looking to try to get to the hoop. Loses the handle, kicks it out to Lechtenberg, finds Maddie. Maddie at the horn, makes the bucket. He'll finish with 9 in the game, and that'll do it. Oskaloosa with a 76-52 win, moving to 4-0 on the season for the first time in 8 years. Excellent work by the Indians. Great job by head coach Parker and his young Cats. And the tribe of Indians are going to be going to Grinnell on Friday night. We'll take a break, come back with your post-game show. We'll see if we can't grab Coach Parker during the post-game show as well after this on the Mahaska Zone Network. Welcome back into our post-game show. Emery Songer alongside Doug DeCock. Final score tonight, 76-52. The Indians of Oskaloosa over Centerville, and they are now 4-0 on the season as they head into a big matchup on Friday against Grinnell. And Doug, we were kind of mildly curious as to how this is going to go tonight because these Indians tend to kind of play down to the competition just a little bit. But all things considered, tonight went exactly as they needed to have it come out.
Yeah, and that's nice to see, Emery. As you mentioned, we were wondering how they're going to come out. They're young. They got a look-ahead game with Grinnell coming up on Friday. But they took care of business tonight. They came out. They for the most part, played hard. I was really impressed with their passing tonight and their fast break points. They're really pushing the ball. Spencer Tucker doing a great job looking up the court, getting the ball in the right hands, and all in all, a really good night for the Indians tonight.
Jared Cruz finished with 22 points to lead the way for Oskaloosa, but Cole Henry had 11, Jack Moore had 12, Ryan Yates with 9, 6 for Spencer Tucker and Tanner DeCock, 8 for Xavier Foster. They had a lot of guys contributing in the scoring column, but the assists are what I'm looking at most importantly. 6 for Spencer Tucker, making those plays from his point guard position. That's very important for this kind of offense. 3 assists for Jack Moore, 3 for Jared Cruz. You had 2 each for Tucker Nunakoven and Ryan Yates, 1 each for Tanner DeCock and Xavier Foster and Cole Henry. Foster had 3 blocks. It was just all around a very good game for this team. And when you look at that Grinnell team that they have coming up that they're going to be playing on Friday, what I think is most important for Oskaloosa is the fact that they can feel confident going into that game. But Grinnell, they're going to be a different test. 6'8", Cade McKnight, Sam Allen, who's about 6'3", 6'4", who can just do a lot of different things. This is going to be a different item, but overall, just an outstanding team effort for Oskaloosa.
Yeah, there's no doubt Friday night's going to be a tough challenge. The Indians were, tonight, they were stroking it pretty well from three-point land, so everybody's going in feeling comfortable. Same old scoring. We've said all along, we got 7-8 guys that can put the ball in the hoop, so that's a big plus for the Indians that if some guy's off one night, there's others to pick them up.
Absolutely. We'll take one more break. When we come back, I'll have head coach Ryan Parker with me, and we'll talk about this game tonight and see what he's thinking going into Friday's game against Grinnell. It's coming up after this. Final score, Oskaloosa defeats Centerville 76-52. We'll be back after this post-game break right here on the Mahaska Zone Network. Welcome back into the post-game show. Emery Songer. I'm joined by Victoria's head coach Ryan Parker. And, Coach, this has to be, Obviously, a start that you were hoping for 4-0 on the season, but tonight 76-52 against a team that you figured you could beat, and you handled pretty easily tonight. Take us through what you thought of your team's performance here in Centerville on the road.
Well, I think the first 4 minutes we really didn't play and execute the way we should have. Maybe that's sitting around here since 4:15 and waiting for a 7:30 game. All in all, though, we did some really good things, put away a team that we should have put away. But I also didn't think we executed offensively as well as we should have or could have tonight. But 4-0, head into a really big game on Friday at Grinnell.
You mentioned Grinnell, Coach, and one thing that I was concerned with is the fact that Oskaloosa the last few years, even with you as the head coach, ball movement has been kind of an issue. You don't have a lot of guys who are trying to make plays for each other. Tonight, that was not the case. Spencer Tucker leading the way, 6 assists, 19 assists as a team on my count. That's a lot for a high school basketball game, and I can't imagine there were a lot of buckets that you had that did not include an assist at the end of the play. Take us through the ball movement that you saw tonight and just the overall willingness for your team to be unselfish with the basketball.
Well, we have a bunch of great kids. I mean, they don't care who scores it. We've had a bunch of different leading scorers throughout the season. But it doesn't matter. We just want to win. And I, like I said, great kids that are doing it for the right reason, not selfish, sharing the ball. And a little bit of that is the reason we're scoring is we're putting guys in a great spot to succeed. Leaving wide open jumpers, our kids are going to knock them down. And so some of those assists are a little bit are hidden because we're not like feeding somebody under the basket. It's just swinging around the perimeter.
Well, Coach, one thing that is not debatable really is the South Central Conference where Centerville plays and the Little Hawkeye Conference, and you're jumping right back into the Little Hawkeye Conference play on Friday against Grinnell. Cade McKnight at 6'8", Sam Allen just an all-around great athlete at 6'4"-ish. Take us through what you're hoping your team comes out with at 4-0. Kind of marked this time around going to Grinnell.
The bullseye was this big, and now it's monstrous. Coming out with being ranked in 4 different polls this week after a monster 3-0 last week. Grinnell's tough. I mean, they're really tough at their place. Cade McKnight in the last couple of years has really done a number to us. Sam Allen's as good a guard in our league. They're going to get theirs a little bit. You just can't have them have a monster night, and then you got to corral everybody else. We went into after the game and talked about, a little bit about Grinnell. We've said if we give this sort of effort and this sort of execution, we probably get beat at Grinnell. We got to be really good on Friday night. We got to be really good every night in the Little Hawkeye. But these are good tests for us to continue to grow. But, man, Friday's going to be tough. We can't give up 94 or 96, whatever that Pella and Grinnell played the other day.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. You got one of the best offenses so far this season in Class 3A, but I'm sure you're going to be looking to try to keep it around that 60 margin with both of those teams playing each other on Friday night. Congratulations, and we'll see you on Friday.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for everything.
No problem. We'll take a quick break. Be back, wrap things up after this on the Mahaska Zone Network. Back one final time, Emery Songer, Doug DeCock, final score, Oskaloosa defeats Centerville by a score of 76-52. Doug, any final thoughts before we sign off?
Just happy to be 4-0, first time in 8 years. Congratulations to Oskaloosa. Folks, we got a big ball game Friday night in Grinnell.
Absolutely. Grinnell will be the host site. We will be there. Our entire crew will be there. We are going to be filming and streaming both The girls and boys games starting right around 6 o'clock. The girls will tip around 6:15 as Grinnell's girls are very good as well in Class 4A for girls. Oskaloosa looking to try to pull an upset there. And then, of course, the highly anticipated boys game between a team just on the outside of the rankings in the AP poll, Grinnell, and Oskaloosa ranked 8th in the AP poll in the first week of the season. And that game will be following the girls directly. And you can watch the stream live, much like you are right now, on KBOEradio.com and on MCG in Oskaloosa. You can also hear the game live on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN all over the world on RadioKMZN.com. On 104.9 FM KBOE on radio on Friday, you'll be able to hear a huge ranked matchup between two top 5 teams in Class 1A, and that is Montezuma traveling to face Linville Sully. Should be an outstanding matchup there. Al Rabinold and John Martinson will be on the call there. For my partner, Doug DeCock, our entire crew, Dan Witkoski, George Henry on the cameras, and our director, Miranda Keeler, this is Emery Songer signing off. Big thanks to Kenny back in the Mahaska Zone Network studios as well. But Oskaloosa moves to 4-0, a victory of 76-52 over Centerville on the road, and you heard it and watched it all right here on the Mahaska Zone Network.
This has been Oskaloosa basketball on your home for the Indians. 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com. Oskaloosa boys basketball versus Centerville has been presented by Mahaska, Fairway Stores, Mahaska Drug, Craig Ford, Penn Central Mall, Bank Iowa, Wendell Campbell State Farm Insurance, Oskaloosa Vision Center, TD&T Financial Services, Pella Printing, Community First Credit Union, Gardner Collier Jewelry, Robert Ald Investments, Lighton State Bank, Musco, William Penn University, Fred's Muffler Shop, Dr. Tom Bowie, Cloud Valve Company, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, and Brooks First Decorating Center. This has been Oskaloosa taking on Centerville in boys basketball on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com. This has been a production of the Mahaska Zone Network.